Hi guys, I hope everybody's signing on okay. I'm finding the event. Hoping Mary's there. Mary, if you can let me know if you're here or not. How's everybody doing? Hi Jennifer. How you doing, sweetie? Hi Patricia. Oh, good, Mary is there. So as you know, Mary's moderating for me. I have quite a few readings to get through tonight. I know it's been a little bit, but I hope everybody's having a good New Year's. I know we're a few weeks into the new year. So far, mine has been somewhat uneventful, so that's a good thing, right? Hi, Mark. Hi, Samuel. Glad you guys are tuning in. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time because you may hear the dog barking. He's been pretty good, you know, but he does every once in a while want attention, so he will bark and maybe jump up in my lap a little bit. But hey, Nico needs some loving too, right? So, um, Mary's going to moderate. Mary will also be giving some information for you. We've got a couple of really good events coming up. There's going to be, I'm doing Owen's Emporium and I'm doing Willow, both in February. Those are two really great shops, both very unique. Hi, Connie. Um, let's see, also going to be doing something at the Red Barn, which I'm going to be advertising that as well. A lot of things coming up. Also, the mentees, my group that I'm kind of putting together, we're going to be doing a virtual day of healing, and we're going to be offering different things where you'll pay one price, and you guys will have like 4 or 5 different things going on that you can all participate in. So I'm really excited about it, and I know they're excited to do it. So I hope you guys get excited about being a part of it. So I'm gonna start with the readings. I had quite a few. I was kind of overwhelmed with everybody, but I try and get to as many as I can. I think I got everybody. My eyes are kind of tired tonight too, so I might be a little bit slow in the reading. So I'm going to start with Corinne Lilly. Corinne, I kept hearing that they're reaching for the stars. However, I'm not sure how to interpret that right away because it felt kind of dismissive in one sense, like an older woman grandmother. Seems to be referring to someone younger who's maybe stuck in kind of like a daydreaming mode in their life. Um, not really not really living their life to the fullest potential, almost like this person is waiting to win the lottery or something that is going to set them up for life. And this woman is very much of the mindset that they need to get to work and make their own life. They have their head in the clouds is what she keeps saying. So do you understand who this is that they're talking about? And this woman is also very no nonsense and is not having this at all. She's like, nope, this is not going to happen. So think about who in your life needs to hear this message and realize that you cannot let this become your problem as well. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Let's do Vanessa Glon. So Vanessa, big plans for spring or Easter, because I keep seeing spring flowers around you and it feels like a celebration of sort. And is there a big celebration coming up in the spring for you? I keep hearing that I will be there with all of you. I will be there with all of you. So it feels like more than one person, male and female, and they want you to know that they're going to be there with all of you celebrating this occasion. This may not have been announced yet, right? It's still kind of early in the year, but I keep an eye out because this is definitely coming up in the spring. And there's a new baby coming to the family. And if you haven't been told yet, you will be soon. So keep that in mind. Samuel Pride. Samuel, I know you're watching. Um, I heard walking in the dark. Walking in the dark. And I don't think it's referring to you at all, right? Because we know that you've done a lot of work and a lot of spiritual work. So I don't think it's you that's walking in the dark. Um, I think it's those that surround you. You have to give allowances for people, right, who are not on the same wavelength as you. You can't push them forward. They have to want to meet you there, right? And you need to realize that some people are just happy as they are and not looking to be enlightened, and that's okay, right? We can't force people. But we still love them and we still accept them where they are Be patient. And I also want you to let yourself get out and meet new people. It's time for you to move forward a little bit. You've been stuck in this situation for a while. And you need to allow yourself to move forward and to begin to enjoy life again. Okay. Hi, Martha. Hi, Tyrus. So I'm just trying to say hi as I see people scroll up. I'm glad you guys are all here. I know it's kind of an unusual night during the week, but you know, it was when I could fit it in, and I really wanted to get to you guys. So I'm going to do Paige Lane next. So Paige, you know, I have to ask you, does the benefit outweigh the risk? That's the big question, and only the only person that can, the only person who can answer that, I'm sorry, is you. And it seems like you've been debating this for a while and kind of listing out the pros and cons. And again, identify the risks. You know, is this hurtful to you or anyone else? And is it going to change anything? Is it going to put you in any kind of danger, financial or otherwise? And is what you will get out of it far more important than any of the risks that you've identified? And once you figure that out, I think it's going to be very easy for you to pick your path going forward. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Carolyn McKay. So mom keeps talking about the candy, and I want to say Candy Man. What is that connection for you? I'm not sure if she's talking about the song, The Candy Man, but it's something with the candy and then it's just Candy Man. So this is a very motherly energy around you. Again, connecting to springtime. I think everybody's got spring on their mind. It's so funny because all the readings I've been doing, there's been like all these flowers and springtime and talking about the months of April and May. And it's kind of it's kind of really cool because when I'm doing a reading, I kind of experience what the person's talking about. And so to kind of have that feeling of spring and to smell the flowers is really kind of cool. So I'm sorry. So again, connecting to the springtime. And I really think they are telling us to hold on, better days are coming. Okay. And so why the month of April for you is the question I want to ask Carolyn. She talks about the daffodils and the cream and sugar. Let me know if you can connect these things. Someone loved their cream and sugar, and you know, it was like important to have it in the house at all times. And if you didn't have it, God forbid, right? Let's do Michelle McDaniel. So here's another one that I'm getting, pregnancy. Where's the pregnancy coming into play for you or your family? There's also something with the car. So there's a male energy around you. I can definitely smell the cigarettes and the smoke. And they talk about the old garage and the old car. Flannel shirt, tan pants, almost like that's what he liked to wear, almost like his personal uniform, so to speak. He also tucks the shirt in, and everyone tells him not to. They're always saying, you know, stop tucking the shirt in. So I don't know if you recognize him or not, but he seems to be worried about no one listening. And I get the feeling he's tried to reach out to you or others, and no one is really aware of what the signs are and how to acknowledge them. Would you agree with that? Or is it someone you know who always said no one ever listened to him? Is there something else that's going on that I'm missing? Very sweet man, though. Very nice. Let's do Sean Chapman. Hi, Arlene. I think you're on here, hon. I know, like I said, I had so many people sign up this time, which I'm thrilled. But okay, Sean Chapman. So Sean, one of the things I wanted to say for you, hon, you know, good things come to those who wait. And I know you seem like you've been waiting and waiting. And I know it feels like it's been a long time. A little more patience is required to get you where you want to be. And I get there's a lot of different things coming at you right now and that you're feeling a bit strained, I guess is a good word. I feel a lot of job dissatisfaction around you, and it's coming to a boiling point, so to speak. And if it's getting to the point where you're so unhappy that you cannot find a way to be there and get through the day, then you need to start looking seriously at your options, because I hate to see this bring you down. You know, work life is a huge part of our life, right? That's a huge part of our day, are the people we spend our time with at work. So that's very important to have somewhat of a good work environment. Okay. Mary Ann Lawrence El Curie. Mary Ann, I kept hearing, don't give up just yet. Don't give up. I think you've been feeling like you've been spinning your wheels lately. And I get a lot of frustration around situations that are out of your control. You know, the key to remember is that it is out of your control, right? There's only so many things we can control. There's not a lot we can do to control other people's actions or decisions. So you may see the big picture much clearer than they do, but you have to allow them to make their own mistakes. And I know it's really hard to do that. Things will be settling down within the next 2 weeks, and I think you're going to be able to finally feel like you can take a breath and relax a little bit. So guys, how you doing out there? Send me some comments. I want to see how you're doing. Tell me what you've been up to, and tell me your questions, tell me your thoughts. Let's see, Donna Ryan Lopez. So Donna, I get a lot of activity around you right now. I feel like it's overwhelming to you. Remember that you have to protect your energy, right? It's so important for all of us to do that, because people will suck it right out of us, right? They will just kind of, suck our energy out. And if you're not careful, it can be very exhausting for you. So you're trying to be helpful and understanding, but it's very draining to you. So I need you to take some time for yourself and know that it's okay to do so. Don't feel badly about it. And I think once you do that, you'll start to feel a little bit better. Okay. Francis Morgan. So Francis, stop letting people waste your time. You know this is happening, and you keep doubting yourself. You're being too kind and too understanding, and it's okay to be compassionate and understanding, but after a while you have to be aware of who is really trying to be a part of your life and who is just wasting your time. And I'm not just talking like romantically. I mean, this is just people every day in our lives, right? I apologize if that sounds harsh, but I think that is energy coming from you, like, stop wasting my time. And you're absolutely right, and you need to trust that, and just kind of let the people around you who are contributing something to your life, right? Okay, let's do Beverly Ehrman Ehrler's comb. I hope I said that correctly. So Beverly, I was seeing red hearts around you. So much love, so much caring. Beverly, this is a strong female presence around you. And is this your mom or your grandmother? She's so close to you, and she wants you to know that she has always loved you. I feel like there was a question with that for some reason, and I think we kind of all do that. We kind of sometimes we'll question things. Did they know I loved them? Did they know I was worried about them? And she's saying she always loved you no matter what. You have made her very proud, and she wants you to know that. She says you have asked her that quite often, and she's reassuring you that she is guiding you every day. Okay. Let's see. Heather Abitable. So Heather, I was getting stressed, to say the least. I just want to comment, yes, because I see you guys all talking about work. We must all be tired from work. And I'm laughing because I don't know about you guys, but work has just been, not that it's been anything terrible, but it's just been just so, I guess tiring is the word, out of the ordinary. Just, everybody's just so stressed everywhere. So Heather, let's talk about you being stressed, because I just get, you're very stressed, and I hear that, you're running on high energy, which is not unusual for you. You're very high energy. And I get that there's been a shift in your attention lately, and I think it's more of a distraction. Which is not a bad thing, but I don't want you to let it take your attention off of what is important. And there's a male energy around you. I think this is Dad. And he says he has heard your questions. Also, he says that now is not the time to move forward with some things, as it's not all set into place yet. Give it a few weeks to be sure the pieces are all in place before you make a move. So, Heather, I hope you understand that. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Okay. Anne-Marie Musram. So Anne-Marie, I wanted to ask you, where are things not connecting for you? I keep hearing that it's just not connecting for you. And it's a bit disheartening. That's what I keep hearing. That's probably how you're feeling, very disheartening. And I feel that this is with a person that you're trying to connect with. So I want you to take a step back and maybe just let this person have some breathing room, and let them come to you. I think that's the important thing, is to step back and let them come to you. So Sean Chapman, yes, you were like one of the very first people that I did. So if I Yeah, you were the first person I think actually that I did. So you can listen back on the replay later. Okay, guys, I'm switching over here to my notes. Um, let's do Sonia Manfort. So Sonia, for you, I get a lot of confusion going on, and not totally clear on where it's coming from, but I feel like you need to take a deep breath and maybe even take a step backwards and look at things for what they really are. I know you want to believe the best in people, but sometimes it's not what it seems. I also get a lot of energy around you, and I think it's a little bit distracting. So I'm not sure where it's all coming from, if it's from a person or a situation that's kind of distracting you. But I really think you need to get a handle on it and just know that sometimes that it's just a matter of saying, you know what, I need to just take a break from this. And if the situation, just kind of pull yourself out of it for a little bit. Um, but you have, well, let me just see. Like, yeah, pull yourself out of it for just a little bit, and just so that you have a chance to kind of look it over a little bit in your mind, and think about, is the aggravation really worth it to you? I hope that's helpful for you. Teresa Irizatari. So Teresa, I got sadness around you. I got a little bit of sadness around you, and it feels like this has been hanging over you for the last few weeks, and um, I'm not really sure what exactly it is or how to pinpoint it. And it's hard sometimes because it almost feels like it's a lot of little things. So you're just maybe just feeling kind of sad. And it almost feels like there's this part of you that wants to run and be free, so to speak, but you're not able to do so. Almost feels like you're kind of being boxed in where you are. And I guess I would have to ask you to take a look at that and see where you can make some changes so that you're not feeling that way. I don't think right now you can go ahead and make any kind of a big change in your life. So I think that just concentrating on some smaller steps that will help you to start to feel better. And I think, guys, and maybe it's this time of year, it's this time of year we're all feeling kind of like, oh my God, where's the warm weather? I don't want the snow. I don't want this. And, none of us can really go out and make huge changes in our lives, right? So we have to find little ways to make ourselves feel better. Maybe some flowers, maybe listening to some music, maybe, whatever it is for you to feel better. Okay. Amanda Maestral. Amanda, I keep getting pushed forward for you. I keep hearing push forward over and over again. So I feel like you're getting pushed from people on the other side who are looking out for you, and they're really trying to get you to move forward with your plans. And I feel like there's been a little bit of wheel spinning for you. And that's coming from a place of just being a little indecisive and unsure. So, maybe just take a few minutes and maybe make a list of what you want to do so that you have it in black and white in writing, and you have a visual. And then, look and see what it is that you can take care of right now. And then go back through the list, go through the list one by one and get yourself closer to that goal. Um, I keep getting it's not as far away as you think. Um, sometimes in our minds we get into this mindset of I couldn't possibly do that. I can't do that. How am I ever going to put this together? And we talk ourselves out of the very things that make us happy and the very things that we should do. And I'm guilty of that as well, right? We all do that. So I really think that you should just take this time and take a few minutes and kind of get to know for yourself what it is that you want to do. And I hope that helps you in some way. I know I'm not going to say this right. So it's Liz Murales. So Liz, I was getting a sadness around you, hon. Another one with some sadness. And I feel like this is a mother figure that's coming through for you. And she keeps talking about, it was very strange for me because she kept saying Mother's Day, Mother's Day. And it was a very sad feeling, almost like, um, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was almost a feeling as if somebody passed away before Mother's Day and was never able to celebrate it, or it's been something really sad that's been happening, but it's something surrounding Mother's Day. Um, and maybe, you can give me a little bit more insight on this because sometimes if I'm not really clear on the situation, it's hard for me to decipher why they're showing me certain things. Um, it just feels like I'm not here to celebrate. I haven't been here to celebrate. And it just feels very what's the word, very kind of wistful to me. So maybe this is one of those situations where I need just to have a little bit more information from you to clarify what it is. Um, it's just I'm sad for not being there for Mother's Day and those kinds of celebrations. And I feel like this is the mom who has passed away fairly early, but she keeps saying that she's near you and that she's always looking out for you and that she sends her love to you and all your children and that yes, she did see them. So I have a feeling maybe this is somebody you were very close to who passed and you were concerned that she hasn't seen your children. So maybe passing before your children were born, but she's saying, yes, I have seen them. Okay. Patricia Cronenberg. So, Patricia, I love when I do readings for you because I get so many different people that want to say something. You get the whole peanut gallery that want to speak. But you have so many people from the other side that are rooting for you and telling you that you're doing the right thing. You've had to make a lot of decisions lately, and they haven't been easy ones for you, right? And it's a lot of decisions about, what am I going to do? What am I going to do if this happens? Or what am I going to do if that happens? And I think you're trying to anticipate others' needs. So just know that you're not going to always be able to know what somebody else is going to need, either right now or in the future. And we don't always know what's going to happen down the road. What's important is that you focus on yourself and with focusing on yourself and being aware, right? So knowing yourself and knowing how to be aware of what's happening. And, be helpful when you can, but just know that there's only so much you can do. And sometimes people have to help themselves. I think that's a recurring theme in your life. You're always trying to help people who don't want to help themselves, and that makes it frustrating, right? It makes it tiresome for you as well. You have to take care of yourself, set limits, and don't be afraid to set the boundaries with people. Okay, but keep doing what you're doing with those you love and that those who support you because they appreciate it. Okay, Gina Vitarelli. So Gina, strong male energy around you, and it feels very fatherly. Um, really strong, kind of teddy bear like. Um, so it feels like dad or grandfather. Feels very fatherly to me though, and he feels very protective. So I feel like he's looking out for you from the other side, whoever this gentleman is. But he talks about when I was sitting here thinking about what I needed to say to you, who kept showing me something that reminded me of like a baptism or some kind of a church ceremony. But I have to go with my first instinct. I have to acknowledge that I felt strongly that it was like a baptism of some kind, or something religious, but very ceremonial and very very important to the family. Um, and there were people there, and he kept saying, I wish I was here to see this. Or I'm sorry, people kept saying, I wish he was here to see this. I wish he was here to see this. And he said to me, yeah, I was there, and I was there to see that, and it was beautiful and very emotional. So again, it feels like some kind of a monumental type of occasion. Um, and he just notes that he's always near you. So again, one of those things, Gina, if you want to clarify what that ceremony was, but it just again felt very very special, very kind of monumental. I'm sorry, guys. I have to take a drink. I'm just like thirsty tonight. Okay, sorry. Okay, Athena Holland. I think that's the name, Athena Holland. Okay, so I keep hearing about a journey for you, and I hear the words or the saying, a journey of 1,000 miles. So I feel like this is something that's just beginning for you, that there's this journey that you're going to be taking for yourself. And it's a good thing because this is something that you've been looking forward to and preparing for. And now it's coming to fruition. Um, so you've gotten the green light, so to speak. And that was the other thing I heard. She's got the green light. And I feel like the universe is doing the same thing. They're giving you the green light to go, take it and run. You've got this, take care of it. And I think you're going to have a lot of success with it, right? And um, it feels really good to me. It feels like a lot of positive energy around you. And I just want you to know that you've got the green light from the universe and from your loved ones. So definitely go for it. I think this is going to be good for you. Melissa Ferguson, are you guys there? You guys are so quiet. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm going to just read some of the comments for a minute. You guys are so quiet. Okay. Oh, Gilda, I don't know if you're on the list, hon. I don't remember. I'm going to keep looking, though. I'm going to keep going. So we have Melissa Ferguson. Melissa, I hear I'm at the end of my rope, and I have a feeling that this is kind of how you're feeling at this moment of time. And I think it's just a lot of frustration with a lot of things in general. I don't think it has to do with any one person. I just want to say it's almost like a seasonal kind of thing, like, oh, it's winter, it's dark, it's, the winter kind of doldrums. So, you're kind of like, oh, I just don't want to do this anymore. I just don't know how much more I can do this. Um, I want you to focus on some fun for yourself and trying to get yourself out of that, that frame of mind. I think it's important to do because I think the longer we try and avoid and stay in that mindset, the deeper we sink into it, and we don't even realize how far down we've gone into that kind of, sinkhole of feeling yucky and terrible. And I think it's important for you, Melissa, to pay attention to the signs that your body is giving you, because I think you're getting a lot of signs that you're uncomfortable right now. And when we're uncomfortable, that's the universe telling us that we need to do something different. So that's where you come in and have to figure out what it is that you can do differently to make yourself feel a little bit better right now. Just know that this isn't going to last forever. And I see this lasting a very minimal amount of time. You're going to be feeling this way not very long, and just be open. And I keep hearing be open and say yes. Stop saying no to things and start saying yes. I think you understand what that means. Yeah, guys, I'm wondering, maybe weeknights aren't good. But that's okay, because I'm sure people watch the replays a lot, and that's okay. Is everybody okay? I'm just wondering, is everybody okay? Just feeling kind of blah tonight. Janet Trudrillo. So Janet, I get so much hope coming from you and around you. I feel like there's a lot of hope in your life right now for things. And I think that you've come so far, and it almost feels like there's this little bump in the road. And it's bringing you backwards a little bit, right? Um, so I want you to keep focusing on going forward, right? This little bump isn't going to last that long. And it's more of, I kept hearing the word nuisance, right? This is a nuisance. And the rest is going to be easy. And you have to realize that the person who's causing this has their own things that they're dealing with, which doesn't excuse them for what they're doing, but they're taking their anger and bitterness out on you. So deal with the nuisance when you have to, right? But take care of what you need to take care of. Let the nuisance be just that. Let the nuisance, be something that you kind of put aside and only deal with it when you have to, when it's time to. Don't let it interfere with the joyful things that you and your family are experiencing now in your new home. Okay? Heather Marie. So I get a lot of changes for you lately, hon. I feel like there's been a lot of challenges and a lot of changes. It feels like it's coming from your place of work, and I think that there's some, I want to say push and pull going on. So I feel like there's like a tug of war. I think it has to do with people not being ready to relinquish their roles and duties. Yeah, you being this person who's full of ideas, and you being, let's bring this place up to date. You want to bring people up to the current time. Um, it could be threatening for some people. So just that remember that when you're dealing with the person, um, just to be a little bit sensitive to that, but also don't stop bringing your ideas to the table, but in a gentle manner, right? We plant the seeds, and then people start to say, oh, they eventually they come around. We want people to buy in. We can't jam it down their throats. We have to kind of, tell them the positive reasons as to why they want to buy into the idea, right? We want to tell them the positives, what's good about it, what's good for them out of it. And I think eventually they're going to open up for you. Okay. Robin Paquette. So Robin, really interesting. So, I do my usual, what does Robin need to know? And again, even as I sit here, I see this car. It's like an old car. So somebody who I think he liked vintage cars. I'm not sure, but it's a male figure who's passed. Um, very kind. He was into those kind of cars, and it feels like something he was very proud of. That he was very proud. Um, it, it, it's something like a light green color. Um, and I feel like his energy around you, and I keep hearing. What do I keep hearing? I'm trying to remind you. This is what he kept saying. I'm trying to remind you. So I was trying to connect that. What does he mean? I'm trying to remind you. So I was wondering if there was something that was coming up that maybe he's afraid people are going to forget, even though he's passed. He still might be concerned that people are forgetting his birthday or forgetting something, because that's what it feels like. He's trying to remind you guys of something. Um, but that was basically what I was getting from him. That just to, you know, that he wanted you guys to remember something. So again, that's one of those things that maybe we need to chat about, or you can just message me and give me a little more insight into it. Because I'm trying to piece together, when they're giving me messages, it comes to me in different formats. Okay. So it comes to me maybe in words or symbols or sounds. And so I'm trying to decipher that. What does that mean? And I'm trying to put it together for you to present to you so that you can connect the message, right? So ultimately, if I can't give the message to you or the symbols to you and help you to connect it, then that's difficult, because then that's when I need a little bit of help from you to kind of help you. Okay. Darlene Hoadley. So I kept hearing um definitely a male energy, but he was saying rare jewel. Okay. So, I'm thinking, okay, male energy, he's talking about a rare jewel. If you had any doubt before, he wanted you to know that you were definitely super special. Um, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that makes sense, because what jewels are precious, right? So jewels are precious. And, so to me, he's telling me you're precious, and it feels like you need to hear this right now. And that's why he's coming through with that message, to let you know he thinks you're wonderful and that you should never doubt it. And that there's not many people in this world who have your heart, and that you're one of a kind. So he speaks very highly of you, Darlene. And just remember, you're a precious jewel. Um, Lorena Marenko. Okay, so I'm gonna apologize, because this is kind of funny. Um, who stepped in the bubble gum? Because that was what they were showing me. They were showing me a shoe that had stepped in the bubble gum, and there's something. Um, it feels like a sibling kind of thing. Someone that you had a sibling like relationship with. Because it feels very playful to me. And again, another male figure, possibly like a brother or brother like. And it almost feels like this was something of an ongoing thing, that they would always like leave the gum around and somebody was always stepping in it. And just kind of feels like somebody's birthday in February. There's some kind of something in February being acknowledged. I feel like it's a birthday or an anniversary. And the person coming through has really dark curly hair. Okay. And he might, the other part of it, I was trying to figure out if he was showing me a younger version of himself, or if that's how he looked when he passed. But I feel like he was showing me a younger version of himself, only because of the playfulness and how it felt very young and felt, like I said, like a sibling. And then he's talking about the bubble gum. And um, I feel like he wanted you to focus on the funny things and remember, the fun kind of relationship that you had together. Okay. Patty Krupke. Patty, I was getting, I heard straight off the bat, there are no words. There are just no words. And so I asked myself, okay, so I'm hearing there are just no words. So what's going on? What's going on? Um, I feel like there's this uneasiness going on for you right now, almost like you're just kind of ready to pack things up and try something different. Not a bad thing, right? We all get that way sometimes. But just make sure all your ducks are in a row. What I keep hearing is tell her to make sure she has her ducks in a row. And I feel like this is um, about you personally. This is about you personally, and you wanting to have some time for yourself. And that there's nothing wrong with that. Um, And change is good sometimes. Right now, you've been kind of doing the same thing for a long time, and that gets a little bit of wearing on our nerves and everything, kind of like Groundhog Day over and over again. But so I think a little bit of change is good for you. I think that if you are able to do something different that you want to do, you should absolutely do it, and maybe just try out again. Always try things out in small doses to make sure that it's a good fit. But they're saying to you that you have a great head on your shoulders, so you know what needs to be done. So, okay. Linda Jane Kelsey. So, Linda, somebody was asking, what's the big hurry? Why are you in such a hurry to get to your destination? And they use the word destination. So, you know, I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but I took it almost as, what is our final destination, right? It's the end of our lives. So I was kind of interpreting this that you're in such a hurry that maybe you're not even realizing that you're rushing through life. Um, and I feel like they're trying to give you a warning right now that, don't try to rush through life because each day is unique and each day is all we have. So don't be in such a rush to get through the day and get through to the next, right? Um, I feel like it's a loving warning for you. Um, slow down, try and enjoy each day and find something in each day to be enjoyable. It's okay to look forward, right? We have to look forward, we have to plan forward. Uh, but we also have to remember that all we have is this day, and we have to be able to find some kind of joy in the present moment. Okay, Francis Morgan. So Francis, I got a flurry of activity around you, and I feel like you have a lot of people around you. Um, People that are just going all the time, and I feel like you'd love to be in the mix of things, you like it, but I think you're getting to a point where you want to just take a break for yourself and, you know, just do something different today. And don't be afraid to say that. Don't be afraid to say that or make a suggestion that, maybe other people might enjoy as well, because maybe they're just not thinking, right? Maybe they're not thinking that, the flurry of activity is too much. So maybe you can make a suggestion, um, that, make a suggestion that, hey, maybe we can do this time, or maybe we can do that. Um, yeah, I think as much as you enjoy the flurry of activity, I think it's getting a little bit much for you. Okay, Arlene Linger. Arlene, I got definitely mom talking about the roses. So I believe this is mom. Feels like a very strong mother energy. And she was talking about the roses. Um, and I guess really strong smell of roses while I was doing this. And she's also saying that the springtime, it's like she always looked forward to the springtime. And something about, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because well, let me tell you first what I got, and then I'll tell you why I'm laughing. She's showing me acorns, okay? Um, and like they're all over the yard. And she's saying, I always love the smell of acorns. And I only laughed because I can remember growing up and there was a tree that somebody had, and it would always have this smell in the springtime. And I would be like, what is that? What is that? And people would tell me it was an acorn tree. So I don't know anybody out there who ever had an acorn tree. Is there such a thing? But this is what she was saying. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, it's finally somebody else that smells it. Um, Anyways, I don't know if that makes sense, but and she was talking about somebody cutting down the tree, that maybe you're still not in that same house, but that I'm sorry, she was talking like there was a sadness because somebody cut down the tree that had been there for such a long time. So she's not angry, but she just felt sad because she was very sentimental about the tree. Okay, Amber Pelletier. Okay, Amber Pelletier. So I kept hearing something about rocks, and they kept showing me, like, I think they're called trap rocks. I think that's what they're called, like the little gray stones. Um, yeah, and I was trying to think what it meant symbolically. So then I was thinking, well, with all the rocks they were showing, I was thinking of being weighted down. So I feel like something's been weighing you down. Um, and the other thing I was thinking, well, that people throw rocks at people, but I really have to go, like I said, I try and go with my first instinct and what I really think the symbol means. And I really think it's talking about something weighing you down. Um, why are you carrying all these rocks in your pocket? Why are you carrying all this burden on you when you really kind of need to let them go? Um, and then they kind of show me you needing to open your pockets and empty them. So I think they're saying that you need to empty your burden. You need to get rid of that burden. Um, whether it be having to forgive somebody or forgiving yourself, and trying to find a way to do that. And just remember, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. That's a given. There's nobody that's perfect. Um, and there's nobody that's going to go through life and not make mistakes or bad decisions. It's just going to happen. But we have to learn the lesson and move on. So if there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. Okay, Karen Springman. Karen, I felt tremendous loss for you, tremendous loss. And I feel like there's been a lot of loss for you this past year, and I feel like it's been unexpected. And it doesn't just feel like family to me. It feels like it extends out to friends. It feels like they were all very unexpected. And this is kind of throwing you into a reflective mood, looking back on everything and having a hard time understanding how someone can be here one day and gone the next. And a lot of people right now, we've all had to deal with that lately, right? Or at some point in our lives. But it seems like lately it's been happening a lot more. It can be overwhelming, and it can make us take a look at our own mortality. But we have to realize that that's what life on earth is, right? It's just a portion of time. But that doesn't mean that it can't be a wonderful experience. And I think that's what you have to focus on, is that these people had wonderful lives and beautiful lives, and it was just time for their journey to end, and we're not in control of that, right? We have no control over anybody's time frame here on earth. But I think if you can get in touch with your spiritual side and understand that death is not the end, if you can understand that and find a way to be aware of the signs, I think that would be very helpful, because it's comforting to know that we can still call on our loved ones or friends to guide us and help us along the way on the rest of our journey. And just know you have so much to look forward to. So I want you to enjoy it and not let this put a gray cloud over you. And I know you guys out there can tell her, right, that when you have the ability, or when you are aware of the signs, how comforting that is, right? How comforting, what a gift it is to be able to still have some form of acknowledgement from our loved ones. So, okay. Liz Morey. Okay. This one was very interesting to me. I've never had a gentleman come to, and I'm saying gentleman because that's what he was, come to me kind of dressed up with a top hat. And he literally said, I take my hat off to you. Hats off to you. So he's tipping his hat to you. Older gentleman, dressed kind of fancy in his wording. But he's like, hats off to you, Liz. You've accomplished something pretty big recently. And they're totally acknowledging it. And it feels like a father figure. Um, he's just like over the moon with whatever it is that you've accomplished. So just know that he's aware of what you've done and is so proud. And he's just like, keep going forward, knowing that he's there, and your loved ones are there rooting for you. But I just loved it, the way he just kind of showed up, and he was like very dressed up, and he had the top hat. So he's like so thrilled over this. Okay. Pam Monahan. So Pam, I was getting, wow, you're like so proud of your daughter. And I believe this is your daughter. Um, you're so proud of her, and rightly so, because she's beautiful. And it's like, if this isn't your daughter, maybe it's like a niece or something, but I feel like this is somebody that you're very much connected to. Um, and she's doing so much and accomplishing so much. And this is just a huge reflection on your influence. And I think it's been very influential to this young woman, um, to have you in her life. And it's the pride is there for you on your end, and also from your loved ones, who are just like, this is so wonderful. So something pretty big is happening. um, and I don't know if you want to share that, but it feels like something pretty big. And I want you to enjoy every moment of this with your family, and know that everybody who's involved, or was involved in this, and they want you to share and be happy. So hopefully that was helpful. Connie City, Maine. Okay. Connie, I got a very strong woman around you. Connie, I hope you're still watching. If you're there, can you just say hi? Um, so there's a woman around you. She's always following you. Um, Yeah, she follows you, and it's just so cute the way she says that I follow you. And she says you always wondered if she has been around you. Um, and I believe you mentioned something about your aunt. So I really think this is her that's coming through for you. And she talks about being very proud of everything that you've overcome. She says you've overcome a lot of hurdles in your life, and there were many times when you would ask for her assistance and wonder if she did hear you. And she says I've been there for you and I've been pushing you, because she says sometimes you literally needed a push, and that was her guiding you in ways that you didn't even know. And she says I was there on the other side setting things up for you so it would be easier for you. So she's absolutely around you. And she says I love your name, by the way. I think you get that. April Merrick. I'm probably saying that wrong, or I might have spelled it wrong, so I apologize, but this is for April. So I kept hearing about taking out the garbage, and I think it's like, you need to get rid of some of the garbage that's weighing you down, and a lot of people throwing a lot of stuff at you, and it's not conducive to what you're trying to get done in your life. It's just more interference. It's just more static. Um, Yeah, I don't think it's, and I don't mean it like I'm not saying that people are garbage, but it's more like the things that they're saying around you, and just kind of throwing at you. Um, you know, what is garbage, right? Garbage is meaningless. Garbage is something we don't use anymore, right? So symbolically, I'm taking garbage as something that people are saying that's just not of use to you. Um, I want you to listen to your own voice, because it's important to listen to your own voice. It's okay to get opinions, right? It's okay to bounce things off people, but you have to realize that their expertise, um, they're not the expert on you. Let me put it that way. You're the expert on you. They're not. So that's where you have to recognize that it's okay. Again, setting boundaries with people. Um, because again, they're talking and talking, and it's unsolicited, so it's just like static to you. It's just interference. um so you know again, set your boundary, keep the garbage away from you if you can. Okay, Michelle Mira. So I don't hear this often. But I was hearing walk, don't run. So there's something that maybe you're thinking of jumping into, and there's a, don't run, walk right now. Take a step back. Maybe walking slowly instead of running, and making sure all your ducks are in a row. Because when you're running, you're not paying attention to where you're going. You're not paying attention to, what's going on the sidelines. So you might want to take a little walk where you're kind of strolling, and we're paying attention to the little signs and the little signals that are coming in. Um, I, I think it's a, uh, I think it's a good thing, and they're not warning you that anything is wrong, but I think it's a combination of telling you to enjoy the journey and making sure that, you're taking all the steps that you need to take to get to your destination. Okay, Tyrus Deal. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, let's do this. Let me go back to Tyrus Deal. So Tyrus, how are you doing? I see you there. Same old grind, you said, have to work for a living. So maybe this has something to do with what I was picking up for you. Things are going to speed up for you, Tyrus. It's getting to be that time of year where, things are going to get busy. And I feel like the end of February is when this is all going to kind of hit the fan. So if you can just hold on a little bit longer, February is going to be the switchover for you when things are going to kick in. I think it's going to get busy, and your expertise and knowledge is very much needed. And I think it's going to seem a little overwhelming to you at first when everybody's kind of coming at you and coming out of the woodwork. But just remember that you can do this and you can handle this, and you know what you're talking about. So be a little patient with those who maybe don't have the knowledge and expertise that you have right now. Be a teacher to them so that you leave an impact on them, and that they're able to kind of go forward with some of that knowledge. It's always good to share our knowledge with people up and coming. Wendy Claire Violesi. Nico. Nico's over there. He's so cute. Okay, anyhow, so I kept hearing fidgeting. There's a lot of fidgeting going on. So nervousness, boredom, anxiety, right? So I want to ask you to kind of look at yourself and are you nervous? Are you bored? Are you anxious? What's going on with you? Is this referring to somebody in your life who's really kind of fidgeting? Because it almost feels like the fidgeting is getting a little bit much for some people. People are starting to notice it. So I feel like whatever's going on, people are starting to notice that maybe things aren't working the way they're supposed to. I think you need to ease the stress a little bit and focus on relaxation. Realizing that everything's not an emergency, right? So I'm not necessarily talking about you, right? Whoever this is or whoever is having this, it's because they think everything is such an emergency and everything's the end of the world, right? Um, I think it's just people around you reacting like that, and it's being put onto you, and you're feeling that, and that's where some of this is coming from. So instead of speaking up and saying anything, you kind of internalize it, which is where the nervousness and the anxiety comes from. Um, it's not bad to speak up and be the voice of reason if you can, and if you can't, then you have to let people say what they need to say, and just kind of let it bounce off of you a little bit. It's okay to say I don't want to discuss this anymore. Um, so I just feel like I don't know that because I think at times there's times when we feel like we can't say too much to people, so maybe we have to just kind of let them say what they need to say, and you know kind of move on after that. But hopefully that's helpful. Julie Baker Toothman. Julie, I kept hearing a lot of animals. I kept hearing just so many animals, and I kept getting a lot of love, and I get a lot of happiness. I feel sort of contentedness with you, and I feel like you've come a long way and come into your own lately. And I don't think it was always this way for you. It's like just recently started to finally feel like things are falling into place. So I want you to enjoy this time, and I want you to enjoy that feeling because we all know it may not last forever. Things may get a little hectic, and again, maybe a little bit rocky. But just know that it's not going to last for long. And I'll probably, I get like a grandmother figure with you, white sweater, and something about this was what was getting me because she was saying daffodils. I was hearing daffodils, but she was showing me a white flower. It looked like a daffodil. I am not a flower expert, so I don't know if there is such thing as a white daffodil. I know daffodils as being yellow. So I'm actually going to check that out after. But something about the white daffodil looking flower. Um, but she says that she's definitely around you and she enjoys watching you grow. And I'm enjoying watching you grow into yourself. So I think you understand what that means. Okay, Mark Gomez. I think this might be our last one for the evening. Mark Gomez. Mark, I need you to take a deep breath and really be open to looking at what needs to be done. I feel like there's a bit of denial on what needs to be done, and I know it's hard to see sometimes, but I want you to be brave enough to look at yourself and what needs to be changed and know that you can handle this. You've got this. You have so many people who love you and want to see you succeed, but you have to want to succeed and you have to put the work in, right? We all have to do that. We all have to put the work in. We can want all the things we want in the world to change, and if we're not going to do the work, it's not going to change. Um, but if you could just allow yourself some time to just make some changes a little at a time, you'll start to feel better about a lot of things. And then, it'll start falling into place more and more. Um, I can't promise everything will fall into place, but I can promise that things will feel better. And I know you know this. You have so many people on the other side rooting for you who love you. And your grandfather keeps talking about sending you a sign. He was talking about he said something about the squirrel and the feathers. So I hope that makes sense to you. And Mark, if you want to share with me, that's fine. If you want to, anybody wants to share on here anything, you can too. Um, again, guys, some good events coming up, so keep an eye on my page. For those of you who are local, there's going to be Owen's Emporium again in Portland. great little shop. There's going to be Willow in East Hampton, which is another great gift shop. The Red Barn in Durham, I'm going to be posting that. We're going to be doing the virtual day of healing, which I think we're all pretty excited about putting that together and doing that. Um, and some more lives. Oh yes, actually, Laureen Gomez will be joining us. I'm not sure which Saturday. I have her pinned down at least to a Saturday in February. So we're getting close to a date. But all those questions that you guys posted, um, she has seen them and she's really excited to come on and answer those for you. So yeah, if you have more questions for Laureen, please feel free to post them on my page and I will, we're putting them together and then we're going to have a really good conversation that night. I think that's it for now. I don't know. That's it, I guess. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Hope the snowstorm misses us because I'm not looking forward to that. And we'll try and do this again next week. Or maybe Saturday. If we're snowed in, that might be a good day. So, hey, maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll put up another post and we'll do this again on Saturday night. I'll talk to Mary and see what she thinks. All right, guys. I love you. Have a great rest of your week. Talk to you guys soon.